Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. I'm going to do this from a different room today. The topic is marrying a Filipina exposes your weaknesses. So let's have some frank talk about marriage today here on Love Beyond the Sea. Please subscribe. I've been married to a Filipina for about 7 years and 10 months, and I want to try to help other people break into what they're getting into with such relationship with a woman from thousands of miles away, different culture, age gap probably, things like that. So please subscribe here, get notifications for upcoming videos by clicking the word, or clicking notifications, then the word add. So, about exposing your weaknesses in marriage. Well, they say that adversity builds character, but really adversity reveals the character that is there at the time. And sure, when you're younger, unless your parenting has been very above average, you're going to have your share of struggles early on because you got two bright-eyed, selfish individuals getting married, and they should. It's time to grow up. Even older people who are inexperienced in relationships might not be as aware of their weaknesses. Younger people probably aren't, but they're going to have to continue to get good parenting so they can stay married. And we all have weaknesses. Please leave your comments here today. And if you dare, talk about some issues you've had with being married to a woman overseas and learning more about yourself. You'll learn about her weaknesses, and she'll learn about yours as well. Marriage just involves conflict, clashes, and adversity. Two people with different viewpoints and upbringing, different parenting. Maybe they didn't have both parents. Maybe one of them did. There's just differences, different goals in life, different maturity levels, different expectations going into a relationship. I'll tell you what, one of my struggles has been here in just a little bit. Marriage requires character like being selfless, not being selfish, but also having self-control in any way possible. Self-control is a good thing. Any maturity helps before you get married. So, if you're nobody is truly ready for marriage, but you can try to make yourself as ready as you can. You've heard the saying, you're only as strong as your weakest link. Have you ever thought about what your weakest link is? Could be things like procrastination, could be a bad temper, could be vices you have. Maybe you're very self-reliant or not a team player. Maybe you have a problem with insensitivity or insensitive words or comments. Selfishness is something we all bring into a marriage. Mine, probably if one thing I can think of here before I end the video is expectations. Now, I had studied marriage for a long time before I got married, which was later than usual. I was 53, but I had read countless, books and articles and listened to audio tapes and videotapes and been to conferences and talked to pastors and elders at church. And I always looked for advice. I guess that's why I like to go in depth about things here on Love Beyond the Sea. But my weakness probably was expectations. I had an idea of what marriage would be like after all this time. And, a lot of times those expectations haven't been met, and those expectations may have been unrealistic. So different expectations can definitely become a weakness that we need to work on. And it's okay when these weaknesses get exposed. It just means that now you'll have to work on them, and what better time than before you were even married. So no matter how wonderful this Filipina is, you're going to have to shore up your weaknesses to find love beyond the sea.